What's going on, everybody? It's Popular Video Games here, chilling out, Max, now doing my thing. All right. Now that we got the whole intro out the way, I'm actually really concerned about this. Why is nobody talking about the fact that North Korea has been talking about sending nukes our way? And before you say anything, you can't say, "Oh, well, they've always said that." No, they haven't been talking about sending nukes there or like our way immediately. They said that if we do a nuclear response, they can shoot nukes back. They were just telling us what type of weaponry they have, but they've never actually said anything definite about this. Now let's get into this. Now the United States is apparently invaded the country and threatened to launch a nuclear strike against them at any sign of any military aggression. The warning came on the 13th of August, 3 days after Washington said they had deployed B-2 stealth bombers to Guam. Now, this is actually like, why is nobody talking about North Korea actually, declaring war on us? Because in a statement made on a Korean Central News Agency, the United States' attempt to invade the Democratic People's Republic of Korea is getting ever more reckless. Like, seriously, why isn't this in the national news? I'm just going to continue with this. The U.S. ever more reinforcement of nuclear force goes to clearly prove that it's trying to make a preemptive nuclear strike at the DPRK. Now, once again, that was in a statement made by the Korean Central News Agency. It went on to threaten the U.S., stating, "The right to make a preemptive nuclear strike is not the monopoly of the U.S. The DPRK's Revolutionary Armed Forces are fully ready to deal a merciless and annihilating blow to the enemy if they have the slightest provocation." It went on to lash out at the U.S. for their stance on nuclear weapons, adding that their actions went against their calls for denuclearization. Now, my next question, why are millennials not worried about this? And millennials are basically people who are mostly using the internet now for leisure purposes. That's like 16, 17. All right, now, why are you guys not worried about this? You probably never heard of the draft. Like, literally, your teachers aren't teaching you anything in there. Like, I know for a fact millennials don't know when World War I is, don't know when World War II is or what it was, and don't know Vietnam. So let me just clarify this for you or educate you since your teachers aren't doing a great job about this. Now, those three wars initiated the draft. The draft was a way that the military or the government will put you in the military because of force that is needed against the enemy. They've done it like literally in almost every war. Now, think about something. The United States military is pretty spread out. A war against North Korea while we're already in Afghanistan will give reasonable reason for them to reinitiate the draft. And I know what you're gonna say. Well, that's not gonna happen to me. I'm pretty sure that's what everybody else said who was in the draft when it happened. Now, let's be honest here. Just being a YouTuber, and I know what you're gonna say that. Well, I can just do YouTube videos and I'll be fine. Nope. Being a YouTuber does not mean that you will be. Oh, geez, this is so funny that people even think this. You will not be immune from the draft just because you make YouTube videos. I can go over there and while I'm fighting and do this later. Literally, that's what they're gonna say to you. Now, I do have swords, bows, staff, and other type of scythe fighting skills, which can be useful in the military. But what can y'all do? My concern really is that nobody is even talking about this. North Korea literally just said that they were gonna shoot nukes at us, and they were ready for it. This is a war waiting to happen. That means, once again, the draft has a 99% possibility of happening. Let's be honest. Young people these days are not motivated at all. Only thing they want to do is sit on the computer, sit on the game, play it all day without getting any type of work, training, or employment. That's the truth. Like when I was 15, I started my whole work with Machinima, where I was making content to pay my money, to get pay my bills, get some extra money, as well as I was a janitor, as well as I was other things. And guess what? All that skill set got me to be the biggest industry, got me in the biggest industry, Google, where I ran my own sub network. Fact is, kids nowadays have no type of motivation. Obama already said he was in favor of the draft as well. Remember that he's still in office. So, yeah. Now, if you don't know what the draft is, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you don't, the draft, once again, it allows you to be brought into the military by force. Like if you don't join, you will go to jail. Yeah, basically, my dad told me that they draw a number, and if your number has a name or something, like okay, let's say it'll be M, it'll be like the first group of people. If you have M in your name, then you have to report to the draft. That's how they did it. That's what my dad said. His number didn't get called, fortunately. But even if he was going to be called, he had his own plays. He was working. Like, there is a term going around now called NEAT that people are proud of. There's no education, employment, or training. Like, basically, people are proud of being a fucking bum. If you are a NEAT, that basically means that you're useless. Honestly, the military will give you some type of structure. So let's keep going into this even further. I'm very disappointed in the fact that nobody's talking about this. People are just saying, "Oh, it's not affecting me now, so it's not gonna happen," or such like that, or whatever stupid reason. Now, I wasn't gonna make a video about this, but literally, I believe I have to now. Fact of the matter is, once again, they have declared. They basically saying that they declare war on us. Like, and this is a war waiting to happen. Tensions are running high between the U.S. and North Korea. This was high signs when it was Vietnam and such as well. Well, hey, same area. So my thing is, why in the hell would no one care? Like, seriously, millennials really need to focus more on what's important. Fact is, at any moment, if this goes haywire, they're going to start the draft. And if you say, well, I'm a woman, so I'm fine, guess what? Women have to sign up for the draft too now. Equality's a bitch, ain't it? The fact is that this could possibly lead to the draft getting reinitiated. And guess what? You can't even, please do not even think in your mind that they can't reinitiate the draft. Please don't. I heard a lot of millennials talk about they cannot reinitiate the draft. Please don't be that fucking stupid. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. If they feel that the country needs more people, they will draft you. Don't get that twisted. Now, you being a YouTuber will not stop you from getting drafted. You being a Twitch will not stop you from being drafted. Period, point blank, the end. The only way that can stop, the only way you cannot get drafted is you have to have a family. You have to be the only provider of that family and house. If your wife has a job, guess what? You will still get drafted. They'll send her extra money to help out, but you will still get drafted. So, that's going to affect people 20, 30, 40. That's going to heavily affect people. Yes, it will. Now, let's be honest here. You like playing a lot of Call of Duty and such like that. You think all this movement, everything you're doing is beneficial. It's not. Because at the end of the day, when you go into the other country, please do not think them people are going to treat you equally. That shit's not going to happen. This whole equality bullshit we have in the United States is going to end real quick. Real quick. Now, I had to make this video because I've noticed this. Nobody's talking about this, so I have to talk about this. North Korea has declared war on us. You know, they're talking about already shooting nukes at us. We're already going over there talking about if we see any type of military action, we're going to shoot nukes at you. So, we're basically going into a nuclear war that's going to happen between the United States and North Korea, and nobody's talking about this. Millennials, and I keep going on millennials because literally it's that age group. People who were born 2000 to 2016 do not know the necessary history to be worried about this. They don't even know about the Havara Agreement, in which Hitler actually founded Israel because he allowed Zionist Jews to be. It's a treaty, and on the back of it, it has, well, on the back of a coin, it's a coin to commemorate this. It has a Star of David and a Nazi symbol. It means transfer. Basically, Hitler approved Jews to go over to where Israel is now, and this was back in the 30s. Like, well, 19, I'll say 38, 1939 is when this was started. People don't even know about that. Yeah, I know you're surprised. Wait a minute. Hitler actually did not want to kill all Jews? Well, why did he do the Havar Agreement? Havar Agreement saved a lot of them, and they allowed their assets to be actually transferred over to the currency in which they were at. Go look it up. Havar means transfer in freaking Hebrew. It's Haavara. I believe is how you pronounce it. I mean, I believe is how you spell it. So, guys, put in the comments, what do you think about this? This is really a shame. Pay attention to what's happening around you.